Welcome to Managing Asia. I'm Christine Tan. It's tough doing business during a downturn, but this company has hit upon a pot of gold. Today we find out its recipe from one of its founders, Taha Bouqdib. Taha Bouqdib met Miranda Barnes in a cafe in Paris 14 years ago. If only the Frenchman of Moroccan descent could read tea leaves, he'll see that they would get married and start a booming business with a partner, Manoj Murjani, based out of Singapore, a market with an appetite for a new luxury concept.
When we just moved to Singapore in 2007, I feel that in Asia, the people are ready to go to a different step of understanding of lifestyle.
His answer was high-end tea, something Bouqdib knows well. Having worked for a traditional tea maker in Paris for 14 years, the tea aficionado wants to break the old mold of European tea houses.
I was in the style of a colonial style. We want to build a different category of lifestyle. Means for me, I mixed more tea with the fashion industry, with the luxury fashion industry. And this is how we said, to bring what's happening in the world and to make it to a different level.
Meeting the co-founders over tea, they tell of their journey, of how TWG Tea began with a startup capital of $10 million, how they've aggressively grown from one salon and boutique to 12 around the world, and how they're also supplying to restaurants, hotels and airlines while keeping their roots planted in Singapore.
It's in the middle for the whole Asia, means middle of the whole tea plantations.
With over 1,000 tea types and blends on the menu, TWG brings in revenue of about $30 million a year. But the journey hasn't been easy.
It was very interesting that from Paris, when I told I'm going to Asia to build a tea industry, everybody was laughing at me. They said, Taha, are you sure? I said, why? They said, because the tea there, it's free. Everybody in the tea industry, they said, if you can sell the tea to the Asian, you can sell it worldwide very, very easily.
You opened your first store here in Singapore in 2008, right smack in the middle of the financial crisis. You didn't think you were taking a big risk at that time?
It was, of course, everybody told us that it's a risk to make investment that in the time with the big financial crisis. For us, we said it's the opposite, because our first store was in the financial district, and you have all the CEOs of banks, they are coming there to share a cup of tea to find solution in our stores. And
so you were there at the right time at the right place?
Exactly. And it was a good moment to say that we have the right concept.
You provided them an outlet.
Exactly. It was the right concept because we said that if the financial crisis is too high, it's too difficult for everybody, and everybody is there in our place, it's like we cannot have a worse situation to build this concept than this time.
You and your two co-founders coughed up $10 million of your own money.
Yes.
To kickstart TWG.
Yes.
As a new player in town, what did you have to do to get people to sit up and take notice of you?
It's that, sometimes we said in the first day when we decide to build TWG, we decide that investing money for us, it will be like we are spending without making any account. Because we said
That's a bit indulgent.
It is. Do you know why? Because we was building this not just for business. We built TWG by passion. And we said that if we...
So you were not interested in making money?
No, of course, yes. But in the beginning, we don't need to focus in how much we can make. We need to focus how much we can build something that the consumers, they can come and they will come back at the second time. And we feel that if you make everything from day one, this is how much I will spend, this is how much I will earn, it's not a great position if you go to the luxury industry.
But did you give yourself a time frame to break even?
Yes.
When was that time frame?
We give for ourselves normally 3 years, and it was fantastic because we did it before 3 years. because we said that 3 years it's the right moment when you have everything, it's in place, your back, it's some muscles, but the concept had picked up very well in the region.
Today, wholesale generates about 40% of your revenue. How fast do you see this segment growing for you?
The wholesale will grow more and more because, you go to the country, even I open 10 stores or 20 stores, you will never be like hotels. Hotels, 5 stars, you're having like 100 in the one country or 200. And this is why we feel that this wholesale, they will make the company very strong because we have 2 segments. You have a retail that you have always your cash in your cashier, and you have this wholesale that make the company growing without without risk of investments or risk of opening stores and so on.
Which markets offer the most potential in wholesale that you haven't tapped on yet?
For sure, it's China. China, they are looking all the hotels, like even Starwood. We was approached by Starwood that they needs TWG to be present in all this 5-star hotel. And when we saw the numbers of all the stars hotels in China, it is amazing. After you have, of course, all the region, you have Taiwan, you have Japan, Korea, all these countries around the area, that it is huge market. And I feel China, you will be one of the big step for us.
Last year, you managed to attract Ron Sim,
yes,
founder of OSIM International, listed in Singapore, to buy a 35% stake in your company for $25 million.
Yes.
What do you and a company that makes lifestyle products like massage chairs have in common?
No, Mr. Sim, he's...
Who approached who? Did you approach him or did he approach you?
Sometimes you feel that you approach someone and another person, he feel that they approach you. We don't feel someone approach another, but we feel that it was a great appreciation from both, like, of course, people, personality, and companies. He had this vision that how he built, of course, OSIM. He said that TWG, they are going to be a billion company. And when you said...
He saw TWG to be a $1 billion company.
Yes.
He told you that?
Yes. And from our side, it was the target. It was to build TWG to be a $1 billion company, and we will do it. Mr. Sim, he saw that we can build something together, and especially it was to target the north of Asia, when OSIM have big expertise there.
So you're tapping into their network?
Yes, because he's like in China, in Taiwan, in Korea from many, many years. He feels that this partnership for the north of Asia, they will build TWGT to a different level, different step for us.
I understand luxury group LVMH also reportedly interested in investing in your company. How's that coming along?
With the LVMH, it was fantastic because we are fan of LVMH too, because we feel this is a lifestyle related to what they are doing, and we are always having a great relationship, and we feel that we was not ready to go to LVMH group because we was not big enough. Today we prefer that to build TWGT ourselves, to make it like really a different level and globally presence, and from that we can still talk.
But you haven't closed the door entirely to LVMH?
And never, because this is it's like we cannot close door for friends, and friends, they will still always friends.
You opened your first store right smack in the middle of the financial crisis. Today you're still expanding given all the uncertainty we're seeing in the global economy. You're not worried about these external headwinds at all? Not
at all, because you see, TWGT, like what I said, it was created for affordable luxury. When you have a big financial crisis, the customers, they don't go to buy something expensive. They feel, but they need to buy something for your moral. You need to buy, and it's easy to have great negotiation of real estate and stores when you have the financial crisis. It's a great moment for us.
Stay with us. Up next, Taha Bouqdib of TWG talks about how he wants a shot at one of the world's largest tea markets, China. Managing Asia will be right back. Welcome back to Managing Asia. Just 4 years old, and this company is already creating a name for itself in the tea industry, expanding aggressively across Asia and the rest of the world. Today we meet the people behind TWG. From get-go, co-founders Taha Bouqdib and Miranda Barnes made a point of paying attention to every detail in their tea salons, from the selection of flavors to design and packaging. You know, Taha, you co-founded the company in 2007, but if I take a look at your packaging,
Yes.
it says 1837, which gives people the impression that you've been around for ages. Isn't that a
Yes.
little bit misleading?
Of course, that we don't mention there it's since 1837, but 1837 have the history that in Singapore, when we started in Singapore, we said we want to build the history of tea in Singapore, and we started the first trade of tea in Singapore. It was in February 1837, and we said that we will put this date means that we are going around the world and to say, please don't forget Singapore was very important in the tea industry from 1837.
You know, I'm amazed at the range of teas that you have. I understand you even have gold dusted leaves. That's a little bit indulgent. Does it really add to the taste?
For sure. This is, you can see it just over here. You have all the leaves with gold, the pure gold, 24 carats. And
24 carats.
Yes, 24 carats. We create a gold with tea leaves to go again to the old history of how the people was drinking the tea with like an emperor of China. And
This is one of your most expensive teas.
correct. This one, it's one of the most expensive teas. That means for 50 grams, it's $400.
While Barnes is hands-on with the day-to-day running of the business, Bouqdib travels extensively to tea plantations. You spend a lot of time traveling, sourcing for your tea leaves in Asia, Africa, South America. With tea prices going up, with tea leaf prices going up, have you had to rethink the way you source for your raw materials?
Yes, of course, that we have many countries that are supplying TWG tea. We are sourcing from 36 countries, and of course, thanks God, it's like this way, because if it was just one country, when you have bad weather, the tea can like go like so high that our customers, they will feel that something is strange there.
So you spend a lot of time cultivating relationships with these
Yes.
estate owners, with these suppliers.
From many years, like now I have this relationship for 18 years, traveling from like Asia to Africa, sourcing the best tea leaves. You know, like I always buy the tea for myself. Like if I find like some difference, even no customers, they will feel it, I will not buy, because I feel that if something I really like so much, 100%, my customers will be happy.
I understand China's Fujian province has the most sought after tea, one of the most expensive, because it's largely reserved for the government. In this case, are you forced to pay top dollar for something that's so hard to get?
Yes, this for me, it's of course, it's a passion. As a tea lover, you cannot not have the tea from Fujian province, especially you have there like some of white tea or like some oolong that it's unique. When something it's unique, you need to pay for it. And
how much more do you have to pay for it?
A lot of money, because but this is why, again, like last year we had like just 3 kg of one of very rare tea called Dao Pao. But this 3 kg that everybody knows that TWG tea have this 3 kg. They're flying to Singapore to buy it from China because you cannot find it. And this you can have it just by great relationship and by great understanding of how much you love tea. You know, like in China, when you have relationship with this tea grower, You have the tea in the table and you have the tea under the table. When they feel...
What is tea under the table?
It is the best always. Because this is what... When they feel you understand tea, you love tea, and it is some reality. It's not just business behind or how much you will make in these teas. They give you this tea like they are proud to say someone he's not Asian, he loves tea, he understands it, and how he can be the ambassador of for them. And this is true because wherever I go around the world, when I talked about the tea plantation, I always explain how much it's hard to make this type of tea.
So out of curiosity, how's your Chinese when it comes to negotiating with these Chinese farmers in Fujian province?
Do you know, sometimes you don't need to speak the language of the of the suppliers when you have the same understanding. Do you know, sometimes it's just a cup of tea, sometimes it's just how you make your tea in front of them, how much you taste it, how much you feel that this one is correct, this one is not correct. It's enough. Because it's just there, everybody understands everybody.
You're eyeing the Greater China market. You recently opened a store in Hong Kong. You say you want to be in Shanghai and Beijing this year. Have you come up with a strategy on how to expand successfully in China?
Yes, of course. In China, we understand that when you go to this market, you need to go big and fast. Big and fast, that means we need to be to have the structure there. We need to be there, like today we are starting already to build just the back end of the future of TWG in China.
But this is a market that loves to copy brands that are successful. Aren't you worried? How do you protect your brand and your products from copycats in China?
All the brands having like this copycat when you have a great success. For us, we feel that going to China, going to the tea growers country, we saw that Chinese, they don't feel the tea, it's something you can copy because it's a product not just to see or to wear, like something to drink and something to eat. You cannot say that I can copy just maybe the packaging, but I cannot copy the product. And for us, the same level of packaging, the same level of details we make to the packaging is the same level of details we make for the tea leaves and for the product.
So you're confident you'll be fully successful in China?
Yes, because today we tried really our Chinese customers, and we feel they are our first customers today. To go to their home, it will be again better.
You're not going into China alone. You formed a joint venture with OSIM International, a lifestyle products maker, to venture into these North Asian markets. Are you looking for more partners to expand?
Not for the moment. I think for the moment we want first to go to another level. And
what's the other level?
I think, you know, I mentioned already TWG will go to the billion company. And I think if we go to the half of this, maybe at this step, we will need another partner.
$500 million, when will that be? Because right now, in terms of annual revenues, you're pulling in close to 13 million US.
Yes.
How long will that take to reach $1 billion?
We are already going around the world. We opened like many countries from the Middle East and Asia. And this expansion, they will make the company grow very, very fast, especially with hotels and the wholesale industry. And I feel that they will not take us a long time, because I feel in 3-4 years, the company will be a completely different scale.
3-4 years, what sort of revenue do you hope to pull in?
In 3-4 years, I hope we will arrive to $250 million.
What about $1 billion? What sort of time frame?
$1 billion, I feel less than 10 years. It will be a $1 billion company.
Don't go away. More with Taha Bouqdib of TWG Tea in just a moment. Managing Asia will be right back. Welcome back to Managing Asia. My guest today is a connoisseur of fine teas, whose appreciation led him to start this business in 2007. He's TWG Tea's Taha Bouqdib. TWG was founded by you and your wife Miranda and Manoj Murjani.
Yes.
Have either of you thought about taking the company public? Is that your ambition?
Why not? Of course, it's not today. We will not do it today because, again, we are in the moment of growing. But we are not saying this is not us. We will think about it. We thought, like, we had some discussion about this, and we will wait for the great time to make the real decision.
But the concept is appealing to you.
For us, we are just worried about the quality. After you are focusing the numbers, then the quality. When we arrive to the level that we are sure we can control the quality and to be public, it's fine. This is the target.
What if someone came to you and said, you know, Taha, I want to buy your company for $1 billion. Would you sell it?
I feel that if someone come to this way, I feel that we will not sell. We will be a partner, because like TWGT without the founders, I feel that it's not anymore TWGT, because you have the history. When you buy a company, you need to buy the history behind. And I feel that if someone come today say, I will buy your company at $1 billion, of course
it's tempting.
100%.
You wouldn't even think about it.
I will. Of course, it's normal. We are all businessmen and human beings at the same time. I feel that sometimes the money cannot buy everything, and at the same time, why not to have a great partner, have $1 billion to build TWGT more than that.
You're one of 3 founders who built TWG. How involved are the other 2 in the company? How actively are they involved in the business?
They are involved like 100%. That means Manoj and myself, we are of course friends and partners. We have incredible vision together. We meet, we shake hands, we understand that our decisions is always fast because we have the same thinking, and we are 3 of us. The angle of the image or our decisions, it's a very in the great way because we know each other so well.
Miranda is your wife and Manoj is your friend. The 3 of you always agree. Do you ever disagree?
Of course.
Like
sometimes we disagree, like say tomorrow we want to change maybe the menu, and someone said, I like the menu actually, it's more, I love this, I love, but after in the end, everybody have his own answer, that we have the respect of each other.
You're 42 years old, of Moroccan descent.
Yes.
You're in charge of 300 people here in Singapore and London.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur of sorts, how would you describe your leadership and management style?
I grew up in Paris. I'm originally from Morocco, and I learned between the 2 countries that you mix some discipline with the details and with the generosity. I feel it's the same here. Like I can ask, everything needs to be perfect, but in the same time, I can understand people very well for all the different level in the company. We are treating them like not the numbers. We are really a personal. I know driver from the cooker, from the seller, from everybody, because the success of the companies means that the management need to understand their people very, very well.
Looking back, share with us some of the mistakes you've made growing the business in the last few years.
I feel that when we start, we build, of course, the back end of the company. And when we build it smaller, because we was not thinking the company will grow so fast. And today, what's happened, we go back, it's like losing a little bit time, going back to the back end of the company and build it more. And I think if it was today, the first day, and I knowing what's happened, I will build the back end of the company bigger. I will not lose time going back to build it again.
But it's a good problem to have.
Of course, it's better than to say my business is just stopping, doesn't growing. It is a good experience, but sometimes we feel that time is very important for us. This is why today we feel that we need to spend time to build the back end of the company.
And that was Taha Bouqdib, President of TWG Tea, based here in Singapore. Hope you've enjoyed the program. Join us again next week for more on the challenges of managing Asia. I'm Christine Tan. Thanks for watching.